Nothing compares to Owen physically. It's a completely different animal. You work to develop a greater lung capacity. You work to get your blood oxygen levels to a certain point. If you're having labored breathing and as a biological effect that you can't help, and you're doing a sport that requires so much lung capacity as it is, like, I can't imagine the difficulties of trying to push yourself to do that.
And Matt's running around like he always was. And I just remember how salty his sweat was. And even remembering looking at his hat, you know, he had a little ball cap and it was a dark color and I could see the salt crystals all over the edge of the hat. And I was like, Harv, he's got it. When I hear the descriptions of what the symptoms are, except for this breathing thing, he's got all of it. I mean, I think they told us back then there was a 50-50 chance that they would make it to 18. We didn't realize that rowing is just like a really perfect exercise for CF, because it's not only a lot of lung function, but it's just the actual movement, the back and forth kind of shakes a little bit the lungs.
So I started rowing like a lot of people in high school. Really liked it, obviously. And after that happened, after that started, the doctors were like, hey, you know, all your lung functions are improving dramatically. And, you know, whatever you're doing, just keep doing that. And I was like, oh, well, seems to be all the exercise. On to college, it was actually a pretty similar situation. I liked rowing way more than not rowing.
Matt never faltered. There was never a time where I thought that his condition was getting the best of me. He always beat it. He always was able to be mentally tough. There could have been times where he was like, it was tearing him apart, but he never showed it. Like, no one would have known. I know I never did.
I'm already at this disadvantage. I could just, you know I think I can outwork somebody, and that's kind of what pushed me to try harder, rather than saying, okay, well, I can't try as hard as somebody else because I have this reason or that reason, CF related.
I didn't want to have anybody tell me what their future was going to be, because my husband and I looked at each other when we saw this and we're like, well, now we know what our life's work is going to be.
My parents do a backyard barbecue every year that raises I think last year they raised $50,000 for CF.
So I kidded around about it. It's like, it should be like a Weiner roast, you know, drop in and have a hot dog and hang out in our yard and, you know, drop off your check kind of situation. And I'm proud of that, because I don't ever want us to be the people who are just sitting back and just feeling sorry for ourselves. We want to be the change that matters, that makes a difference to cure this disease. And we're so incredibly close now. It's really amazing, the progress that's happened just in Matt and Melissa's lifetime.
All these years ago, there's no cure, your kids are going to die real young, and then 20 years later, it's a whole different world. The only thing stopping you from going further is you.